assembly room. Sergeant of Arms will ascertain if all persons present are entitled to admission into this local union.
Mr. President, I've examined all membership dues cards. All persons present are members in good standing and are qualified to remain with us.
Thank you, brother. If any travel card members are present, please rise and introduce yourselves.
I'm Jack Mikowski out of local 447 over in San Mateo.
Thank you, Brother Jack. Glad to have you. The Vice President will see that all officers are at their proper stations. The insignia is displayed. The entrances are securely closed.
Mr. President, all officers are at their proper station. The insignia is displayed. The entrances are securely closed and locked. The union is ready for the transaction of business.
Please rise. Past President, what is the objective in holding the meeting of this local union?
To legislate for the protection of its members from unjust and injurious competition, help and assist one another when the occasion requires it, encourage a faithful adherence to duty, teach our members the necessity of organization, cultivate for each and every member the warmest friendship, and, if necessary, extend a helping hand to all branches of honorable toil.
Thank you, brother. Brothers and sisters, remember the object for which we are here assembled. Be mindful of the obligation which you have taken. During the discussions which will take place, treat your associates with the same consideration which you desire to receive yourselves. All members present will now raise their right hand and answer, "I will."
I will.
And make the sign of the order. All present will now join me in saluting the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Now by the power vested in me, I declare this local union duly and regularly open for the transaction of such business as may lawfully be brought before it. We do have a special order of business to address. However, we decided to postpone that till the end of the meeting, just after the floor is opened up for new business. So we'll move on to the minutes from the previous meeting from Brother Ethan.
Thank you. The regularly scheduled membership meeting of March 8th, 2019 is called to order at 7:02 p.m. by President James Erickson. There were 7 travel cards in attendance. There were no special orders of business. No resolutions were read. There was no correspondence. The roll call of officers showed all present. The previous month's meetings minutes were read and accepted. A moment of silence was then observed in the auditorium. 3 committee reports were read. Brother Anthony Messinas read the Finance Committee report. Brother Javier Garcia read the Treasurer's report. Brother Rex Reed read the Welfare Committee report. All committee reports were accepted by the membership. Business Manager Brian Gilly read the PAC report with contributions to the order of Joe Blogs for Assembly 2020, $5,000. Jimmy Jazz for Assembly 2020, $5,000. Total contributions of $10,000. The PAC report was accepted as read. Brother Gilly then gave his business manager's report. Therein he discussed local Union 342 workloads past and projected, noting a record-setting 5.75 million man-hours worked in 2018. The local Union 342 annual audit, which will be completed this month, and members' concerns around PLAs. The business manager's report was accepted as read. The business agents' reports were read. Brother Jeff Haller gave the heavy industrial report. Brother Ethan Chrisman read the Alameda County Fitters Report. Brother Adam Hackett gave his Plumber's Report. And Brother Roger McManamy read the Pipeline Report. Each of the business agents' reports was accepted by the membership. No business was brought forward, nor was there any good and welfare business. The meeting was adjourned at 9:08 p.m. Door prize winners were brothers Mark Lopez, Tony Aparicio, and John Garrity. This ends the meeting's minutes. Fraternally submitted, Recording Secretary Ethan Stetson, with special thanks to Brother Mike Munson for the assistance.
Thank you, brother. Are there any objections to the minutes? Hearing no objections, the minutes will stand as presented. We'll now hear a roll call, again from Recording Secretary, Brother Ethan.
President James Erickson.
Present.
Vice President Tommy Capucci.
Here.
Business Manager Brian Gilly. Sergeant at Arms Wayne Michaud.
Here.
Recording Secretary Ethan Stetson, I'm present. Welfare Committee Rex Reed.
Here.
Bylaws Committee Brian Puerta. Finance Committee AJ Messinas.
Here.
Treasurer Javier Garcia.
Here.
Heavy Industry Business Agent Jeff Pollard. Alameda Fitters Business Agent Ethan Chrisman.
Here.
Plumber Business Agent Adam Hackett.
Here.
And Pipeline Business Agent Roger McManamy.
Here.
Thank you, Brother Ethan. As a point of technicality, I'd like to just point out that our executive board members, examining board members, our JATC board, and our board of trust members are not present at this meeting. They've all been excused due to pending business elsewhere. They're working to better the welfare of our local union. We'll now move on to the correspondence, again from Recording Secretary, Brother Ethan.
We have 2 items of correspondence this afternoon. First is a thank you card to Local 342. Thank you so much for the flowers you sent for my husband's funeral. He cared so much for all of you and the career you helped and provided him with. Sincerely, the Doherty family. Second is a thank you note also. Local 342, thank you so much for the balloons for our new baby girls, the Whalen family.
Again, for Brother Ethan, we'll hear the resolutions read.
Resolution 18-02, Transitional Special Representative. Whereas for nearly 2 decades, the membership of Local 342 has given the business manager the option of employing a special representative to oversee Local 342's political interests in Alameda County, as well as representing the more than 350 public sector members in Alameda County. And whereas Brother Aubrey Van Buren has served this local exceptionally well in that position, and whereas before Brother Van Buren retires, it would be necessary to properly train his replacement, and whereas the very special skills necessary to fulfill this assignment are not the skills typically learned on the job or taught in the training center, and whereas a critical part of the success that Brother Van Buren has depended on the personal relationships he's made with civic and elected leaders throughout Alameda County, and whereas there is a need for Brother Van Buren's replacement to be properly mentored before taking over this assignment full-time, therefore be it resolved, in order that there be a smooth and efficient transition of the new special representative, the business manager of Local 342 shall be authorized to appoint a transitional special representative to work hand in hand with Brother Van Buren until Brother Van Buren's retirement. Fraternally, Don Gosney. Resolution 1901, Award 2019 to Future. Whereas the members of UA Local 342 have generously established the UA Local 342 Scholarship Program, and have set aside funds to help our members meet the educational needs of those dependent upon them. And whereas those eligible to participate in the program would be members in good standing, their spouse, children, stepchildren, and step-grandchildren. Children and spouses of deceased Local 342 members are also eligible. And whereas these awards are intended to help and aid the family of members in good standings, and whereas the current bylaws 2016 and previous bylaws do not reflect current distribution of scholarship awards and amounts, and whereas section 12-I-5 states the committee may award one scholarship of $2,500 and 4 additional scholarships with a combined total of $7,500 per year. These awards are to be drawn from the general fund. And whereas the total of monies and number of scholarship awards past and present are incorrect according to our bylaws, therefore be it resolved, the section 12-I.5 of the 342 bylaws be amended to reflect the current distribution schedule. Up to 7 scholarships will be awarded by the UA Local 342 Scholarship Committee. The top award will be $2,500, a second place award of $2,000, a third place award of $1,500, and 4 additional awards of $1,000, for a total amount of scholarship awards totaling $10,000. And be it finally resolved, the local union bylaws shall be amended to reflect the maximum amount of monies and number of scholarship awards that may be distributed annually. Fraternally submitted, Juan Marino, Cato Lorenz, Mike Munson, and Dave Hurwad.
Thank you, Brother Ethan. We'll now hear the review by our bylaws committee, Brother Brian.
Brother Brian Huerta here. As per regards to Resolution 1802, there is not a conflict with the UA Constitution or any local 342 bylaws. It's a simple majority vote. And then dealing with Resolution 3 is in conflict with local bylaws from 342, and we must have a 2/3 majority vote to submit.
Thank you, Brother Brian. Is there a motion to move on the report? Second? On the question.
At this time, I think we should be dealing with one resolution at a time and then going for the vote.
All right, thank you, Brother Tony. I am new to this, so I'll try to make sure I follow all the rules and regulations, but if you guys could just bear with me a little bit, I'll promise I'll do my best. Thank you. So with regards to Resolution 1802, is there a motion to move on the resolution?
So moved.
Second? On the question. Hearing no further questions, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it, so ordered. Regards to Resolution 1901, is there a motion to move on the report?
So moved.
Second? On the question? Hearing no further questions, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it, so ordered. We'll now take a moment of silence for our fallen brothers and sisters. If everyone could please rise. Brother John D. Keenan, 58 years, retired plumber. Brother Carl O. Cole, 51 years service, retired steam fitter. Brother James B. Dougherty, 4-year journeyman steam fitter. Thank you, brothers. You may be seated. We'll now hear from our Welfare Committee, Brother Rex.
Brothers and sisters, the Welfare Committee convened on Wednesday, April 6th at 6 p.m. In attendance were Hugo Perez, Anthony Silva, and Joe Perry, and myself. We have 5 new claims and signed 5 get well cards. We reviewed this month's claims and made any necessary corrections. We have a total of 11 claims and 11 checks were approved. Having no further order of business, our meeting was adjourned at 7:35 p.m. Fraternally submitted, Rex Reed.
Thank you, Brother Rex. Is there a motion to move on the report?
So moved.
Second? On the question? Hearing no further questions, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it, so ordered. We'll now hear from the Political Action Committee, from Brother Brian Gilly.
Hello, brothers and sisters. Although it's still early and there are a lot of candidates in this upcoming election, I would like for us to contribute $500,000 to U.S. Representative Eric Swalwell in his run for presidency. I'd like to inform you that Eric Swalwell has been a huge advocate of organized labor. He's done great things for the communities in our jurisdiction, including Dublin. I feel that he has a strong chance of taking our nation to a bright future and help us in the organized workforce to new heights. Can I get a motion to move?
So moved.
Point of order. Point of order.
Brothers, thank you for your patience. I just wanted to, instead of using my point of executive privilege to speak there from the microphone, I wanted to come down as a member of this local to speak on the motion that was just presented to donate $500,000 to a candidate. I think this is a huge sum of money, and I really struggle to accept this motion. I'd like to put it in the form of a formal motion to reduce the amount from $500,000 to say the maximum that we have ever donated to $100,000. I'd like to put that into a formal motion. Thank you.
The point of order is, he cannot make a motion, the president has to make a motion.
Thank you. And thank you, brother, for pointing out that technicality. Appreciate that. So we have a motion on the floor to amend the business manager's report from a donation of $500,000 to $100,000. Is there a second? On the question.
Original motion should have been made by the president, and then you'll call for a motion, so moved, second, then you come down and do your amendment.
Okay, thank you, Brother Tony. Again, I am new to this, so again, I'll do my best to maintain all the rules and regulations. So, do we have a motion to move on the business manager's report as originally presented? Second?
Second.
On the question. Am I coming in, brother?
Vice
I'm
President.
doing great.
So again, members, I wanted to come down here as a member of this local union, speak as a member of this local to say that this proposition to donate $500,000 to a political candidate, I really struggle with this amount. I think it's a huge amount of money. I don't think we've ever donated near this much money to any one person. And I think it'd be prudent to lower that to $100,000, say, which was the maximum that we've donated to a single person. And I'd like to put that into a formal motion. Thank you. So we have a motion on the floor to amend business manager's report. Can I get a second?
Second.
On the question?
I concur and agree with the amendment. I think that $100,000 should be sufficient and proper donation for the candidate this time. And we can always come before the membership again at a later date and give more.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Brother Tony. So, are there any other questions? Hearing no further questions, all those in favor of amending, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it, so ordered. So, is there a motion to move on the amended report?
So moved.
Second? Second. On the question? Hearing no further questions, all those in favor of approving the amended report, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it, so ordered. We'll now hear, our next scheduled report is from the executive board, and the next one is the examining board. Those members are not present, and we do not have any report from those boards at this time, so we'll be moving along to the finance committee for Brother Anthony.
Hello, brothers and sisters. I have 12 checks presented in the last month. Check numbers 1047 through 50 for MasterCard at $2,500 apiece. Check number 1051 through 1053 for new trucks for our new business agents at $100,000. Check numbers 1055 to 1056 for a PG bill for both buildings, $7,500 for the first and $8,000 for the second. Check number 1058 through 59 for water bill for first building and second building, $2,000 and $3,000. We have two voided checks. Check number 1054, void for printer error, and check number 1057 for wrong name.
Thank you, Brother Anthony. Is there a motion to move on the report?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
On the question?
Brother, when was your meeting and who was there at the meeting?
The meeting was on April 4th, 2019. Minutes of the meeting, hour and 15 minutes. People that attended were Herschel Messias, Thomas Pucci, and James Erickson. And myself, Anthony Senior.
Thank you, brother. Are there any other questions? Hearing no further questions, all those in favor of moving on, accepting the report, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it, so ordered. We'll now move on to the treasurer's report by Javier. Brother Javier.
Hello, everyone. So on the general fund, we have $15 million. On the PAP fund, we have $700,000. Work jurisdiction, we have $2 million. Disability fund, $2 million. Picnic fund, $500,000. And the scholarship fund, we have $74,000. And that's all.
Thank you, Brother Javier. Is there a motion to move on the report?
So moved.
Second? On the question.
Again, when was the meeting and who came to the meeting?
Last name was Tommy Papucci. Javier Garcia was myself. Ethan. And Ryan Daly.
When was it?
April 4th.
When did you adjourn?
April 4th. 8 o'clock.
Usually I get the giant scores too from the treasurer.
5-3. There you go, David.
Thank you, brother. Are there any other questions? Hearing no further questions, all those in favor of accepting the report say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it, so ordered. Next on our agenda would be the JATC Board as well as the Board of Trust, but we do not have reports from them this evening. So we'll move right on to the business office report, beginning with our business manager, Brian Gilly.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. This has been a very busy last couple of weeks for our business office. In this time since our last meeting, we've undergone meetings with local refineries to revise our PLAs. I have voiced your concerns as well as I could, and we are currently working on a final draft which all parties could agree on. But I do want to let you all know and remind you that in order for us to acquire this work, there has to be some sacrifice. So while I will try to fight for everything according to our master laborers agreement, we may lose a couple things. I would also like to share that our business office has worked very hard on the relationships. We've had a couple meetings. At the one said meeting at the Mechanical Contractors Association of America, and also attending the National Pipeline Conference in Scottsdale, Arizona. We had a chance to speak and discuss with contractors to reassure them on our commitment to excellence and getting the job done right the first time, and how union labor undergoes continuous training to ensure safety and our skill to help get the job done safely and under budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Brian. Is there a motion to move on the report?
So move.
Second? On the question? Hearing no further questions, all those in favor of accepting the report as presented say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it, so ordered. We'll now hear from our heavy industrial business agent, Brother Jeff Holler.
Go to the.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. I'd like to begin by thanking the membership working on the heavy industrial side, continuing to conduct themselves as professionals and as craftsmen. I had the opportunity to meet with project labor management from Shell and Chevron this week, and the feedback I received was overwhelmingly positive. The quality of our work speaks for itself. I'm confident that we're continuously proving to clients and contractors that union labor is a superior choice, and we're upholding the reputation of this hall. For that, I want to extend my gratitude. To the business at hand, last month the membership saw an increase to our unemployment list. This is largely due to some of our larger projects in our jurisdiction winding down. However, we're going to see that shift dramatically over the next 6 weeks. If you are currently on the out of work list, I strongly encourage you to take the time to update your RSO and your TWIC card. I would also look into some of the journeyman upgrade classes being offered. Expanding your knowledge and skill set is always a productive use of time, especially in anticipation for the work coming up in our jurisdiction. As to our present work situation, last month, as I mentioned, Trinity would be hiring for their project at Shell. This week they started to man up for that job. I dispatched 15 this week. Next week I stand to dispatch another 15. They should have about 90 members once they're fully ramped up. A reminder that Shell is requiring a hair follicle test before you go out to work. I will also be dispatching 30 members to Tesoro over the next couple weeks for PMI's tank farm job. I've also been consistently dispatching members to various small projects and maintenance projects over the next couple over the last couple weeks. Next month, there will be another shutdown at Chevron in their sulfur unit. Carter will be the lead, and I expect them to hire an additional 50. In addition to the work in our own jurisdiction, 343 has a lot of work going on at Valero. I stay in pretty regular touch with Eric Savage. He's 343's heavy industrial BA. He's informed me that they will be looking for some additional manpower all of this month and next month. If you're interested, call Eric Savage or feel free to get a hold of me after the meeting and I can put you in touch with him. As for a quick look ahead, there's a couple of items in the not too distant future. Dow Chemical has started accepting bids on their project in Pittsburgh. We should start to see that progress over the next few months. The desalination project has been approved for design. I'll be meeting with Antioch City Council and attending contract negotiations in the coming months. Next week, I will be attending a meeting with the Air Quality Control Board and representatives from Tesoro. There are plans for a major update and modernization of their facilities. Provided they're able to get permitting, this could have a huge number of man hours over the course of about 3 years. If you're interested in being involved in the approval process, myself and a number of other members are forming a rapid response team. And finally, I'd just like to make one statement about safety. In meeting with the two refineries I met with this week, they mentioned stop work authority, which they seem to mention pretty consistently. I just want to remind the members that are out in the refineries that it doesn't need to be a member of your trade. If you see something that's unsafe going on, I encourage you to politely stop the work and get a better plan. As always, I'm available to answer any questions or concerns. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Jeff. Is there a motion to move on the report? Second? Second. On the question? Hearing no questions, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it, so ordered. Thank you, brother. We'll now hear from the Plumber Report from Business Agent Adam Hackett.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. Adam Hackett, plumbing business agent. I'm pleased to inform you that work in Alameda County is starting to pick up after